Introduction to project management and use of scheduling tools. Contents of this presentation. What is a project? Examples of a project. What is project management? What is the need for project management? What is the importance of planning in a project? What are Primavera and Microsoft projects? Triple constraints of a project. Rules for project success. Why are tools like Primavera or MSP preferred from earlier techniques? And what are the advantages of Primavera or MSP? What is a project? Project is a temporary endeavor undertaken to create a unique product, service, or a result. Projects are performed by people. They require resources. They are executed once and completed. Projects have a definite beginning and end. Projects are completed when the desired or defined objectives are met. What are examples of a project? We'll see some examples. One example, building a residential apartment in a city which is housing 120 residential flats with all required amenities. It might be swimming pools, it might be WTPs, STPs, all amenities, clubhouse, etc. Implementing a new banking software within a bank, that is also a project. Designing an high efficiency electric car, that is also a project. Implementing an effective traffic management system within a city. What is project management? Project management is the application of knowledge, skills, tools, and techniques to project activities to meet project requirements. It is accomplished through the appropriate application and integration of the project management processes identified for the project. It enables organizations to execute projects effectively and efficiently. Project management is also a discipline of initiating, planning, executing, monitoring, and controlling, finally, closing of the works to achieve specified goals. What is the need of project management? Why do we need all the processes, right? Project management helps in completing the project on time, within budgeted cost, and with desired quality. As it is very important to manage the above primary constraints effectively, the project management is needed. Also, it is very important to avoid the below circumstances because of which the projects might fail. And what are those circumstances? Requirements of projects are ambiguous, misunderstood, or completely incorrect. There might be excess scope creep. Scope creep is any excess work you are doing that can be termed as scope creep. Frequent changes of assigned project manager that can also arise. Project teams whose responsibilities and relationships are not clearly defined. No clear definition of the benefits and the deliverables that will produce them. poor or no change control. Whenever the change happens, the change is not documented, not taken approvals, right? Inappropriate or insufficient skills. The people handling the project will not have certain skills to control the project and execute the project. What is the importance of planning process in a project? Any project for that matter should be planned effectively and efficiently, and it is evident that to start a project it should involve 80% planning and 20% goes to implementation. When I say 80% planning, that is the weightage I am giving to the planning to make a project successful. It is very important to remember 6 P's, which says proper planning prevents poor project performance. So that is the reason planning in a project is very, very, very important. What are Primavera and Microsoft projects? They are software tools which help in project management. They help primarily in scheduling process. What is scheduling? Scheduling is accommodating the project within time and cost. Scheduling comes within a planning process. Triple constraint diagram. It is very important for a project management to understand triple constraints of a project. So I want each and every student to write down their perspective when they see this diagram out here. I'll explain a diagram for you. 3 sides of a triangle are represented by time, cost, and scope. And to the center of triangle, there is quality. I want each and everyone to write down their perspective when they see this diagram. Right. Let me explain. The triple constraint is the combination of 3 most significant restrictions on any project. 3 major constraints. They are projects in a project is scope, schedule, and cost. Schedule can also be termed as time. Scope, schedule, and cost are constraints that form the sides of the triangle, with quality as the central theme, right? The 3 constraints are interdependent with each other. They are interdependent. None of them can be altered without affecting one or both of the others, right? For example, if the scope of a project is increased, it is likely to take longer or it will cost more. Likewise, an earlier deadline is almost certain to either require more money or a less ambitious scope. We'll take an example of a residential apartment. A contractor is building G plus 1 floor residential apartment, right? So tomorrow client might come, he might ask you to increase the scope of work from G plus 1 to G plus 2. So what happens? To complete the project, you might have to spend more time as well as more cost. That is also an example of scope creep, right? It is extremely difficult to satisfy all the 3 constraints, due to which it is sometimes expressed as pick 2. Among 3, only 2 can be delivered. For example, clients wants to keep the budget low the product is likely to take longer time, or it will be of very poor quality. What are rules for project success? Define the project, assess the constraints beforehand, and decide on time, budget, and scope. List all the tasks or activities involved in a project. Estimate the cost and time of each and every task. Assess different dependencies between the activities and arrive at a critical path. Plan the resources properly. Monitoring the scope, monitoring the project scope in terms of cost and time. Reschedule the project to mitigate the delays. What are advantages of using Primavera or MSP? Many projects can be combined and we can get an overall view of the projects. When I say that, you can get overall view of a company when you are combining similar projects together. Planning and monitoring the activities is easy. Customizing the views as per the requirement gives clear vision of the future of the project, which is very much required. Helps in generating cost report very easily. Cost report is a very important document involved in a project management. Accurate cost report helps in precise financial planning of the project. Optimize the resources using these beautiful tools.